Oh my god.
Dokapon Kingdom! Dokapon Kingdom!
Well,
Welcome to
yeah,
What
wait.
mode do you want to play today?
Well,
Okay, story mode it is. many people are playing today?
Find them. The
How many people are
time
playing today? How many people are playing today? Choose a name.
listening for now. Invitation sound calls.
What kind of job would you like? What's your favorite color? Which face do you like best? How many people are playing today?
Oh, this is getting me straight back.
Choose a name. Choose a name. Are you a guy or a gal? What kind of job
I am
would you
loud.
like? What's your favorite color?
Turn down the game volume. Unpin.
Which face do you like best? Choose a name.
Any kind of little speed down, Star Warrior.
Which base do you like best? Pick which controller you'd like to use. Okay, so here are our heroes. Are we okay with these players? All right, let's determine turn order now. And here it is. To Dokapon Kingdom we go!
So the Dokapon Kingdom win. What?
What's happening?
Monsters! That's what.
Father!
Yeah, that doesn't keep on angry.
There are monsters all over the kingdom.
I know. These foul creatures are stealing the money from my people. Eventually, the kingdom will be ruined. And even worse, I'll be completely broke.
Yeah, that's top priority right now.
I suppose there's no choice now. Adventurers from across the globe.
Globe!
Defeat
Yeah, the monsters appear in Dokapon Kingdom.
As an incentive, whoever brings me back the most money will win a very special prize. The hand of Princess Penny in marriage.
Marriage. Gotta love terrible voice acting.
If that's all right, dear.
Of course, Father. If it's for the kingdom, I must agree. I am Dokapon royalty after all.
Oh, Penny, you are such a loyal daughter. Furthermore, whoever weds Princess Penny will be...
Next king of Dokapon. Or queen. Adventurers!
Welcome to
Dokapon Kingdom! Yeah. 2-week bonus points, prologue, Kingdom in Crisis! Rush to Dokapon Castle. I love this game. But again, as I said before, I've said on the Discord, my Discord now, there's a community post about it. This game can be both like extremely fun and very aggravating in equal measures. Let's see. Our current players are Bunny, the Mage, and Comet. I need to get used to the PlayStation controls because I ain't playing the Wii version. Because if you saw my, me struggling to play T2ID at a stable frame rate, yeah, got well. I'm just gonna breeze through the beginning area. I'll take Battle Magic on Comet, even though that would have been better on, yeah. The Mage got the defense, and the Fire got the magic. I guess I can go over some now. Yeah, 4 options. View allows you to view the map. Bag is your inventory that's split into 2 sections. Items and magic. Each class can hold a certain amount of both. There's move, and there's data. So you can also do view, access data, which is what I'm trying to get to. You can see your character stats, job level. Job is currently magician. They get more magic on level ups. Job stars, like the more you win fights. So it includes if enemies run away, all that stuff. You get job. Certain amount of job points, you master it, and you get extra bonus level stats on level ups. They're not, unless you're getting like absolute min max, you kind of don't really need to worry about that too much. Field magic, field skill, mage combo allow you to use 2. Every class has their own field skill. For mage, it's allowed you to use 2 field magics and a battle skill. Battle skills determine on what class, but you also get what you unlock depending on class. Every class starts off with charge. And if you change classes, you go back to charge. But honestly, you don't really take many battles to get get the skills you want back. Equipment. There's weapon, shields, magic defense, and accessories. Assets, you can see how much money you have, how much money is in town assets, local items, and overall net worth. Items, again, self-explanatory. Towns. Towns are basically see who has what town, essentially. And standings. In this, you almost always want to do auto, but you can manually move if you want, but auto allows you to see all the spaces you can land on. Gold chests are gold chests. You won't worry. The only other space you need to worry about from here. Hi, Ori. Yeah, as I can start a new game. Quickly, I better show you once. Saves. Yeah, it's similar. I have seen this game compared to Mario Party. It's I'm playing this on an emulated version. And honestly, you can do what I'm doing right now is with just 2 players, 1 controller. I'll explain battles in a second. Okay. And we'll do that. Yeah, I was just explaining before you showed up how things are. You roll as a spinner instead of a dice. Yeah. There's also one reason why this game is compared to Mario Party. They're both considered games that ruin friendships. Because again, as I said to you, this game can be equal amounts aggravating and enjoyable. Anyways, yeah. Let's see. Every character can hold items, magic, field magic. I don't really use it often. Every class can hold a certain amount of items and magic. Use personal attribute for data. Yes, be controlled. Yeah. Stats, attack, self-explanatory, defense, self-explanatory, magic. Magic works like Generation 1 special stat. And speed is the least important stat. It determines your hit rate, your miss rate. Yeah, your hit and miss rate. Hit and invade rate. You can't have more. I think it can't have more than a 50% dodge chance, and you can't have a less than a 5% hit rate. If I remember from my research I did a few years ago. Yeah, every class has their own field skill. For mage, it's magic combo. For fighter, I know it's a buffs attack. Equips, self-explanatory. Assets, how much money you have, towns, and that. This game can also be compared to Monopoly in somewhat, or Fortune Street. Gold chest, you have money. I'm gonna energy. Yeah. For using Comet got a magic spell, and Bunny has a weapon and armor. Everything is backwards. The mage has all the offensive equipment, while the fighter has magic. Yeah, I was right. It does have Warcry. Items, self-explanatory. 5 crystals allow you to move that amount of spaces. Extract on the crystal. So 5 crystals, 5 spaces. Yeah. Also, you can roll a 0. You will almost never roll a 0. Unless you don't want to roll a 0. Then you will always roll a 0. Yeah. Magic guard, like black magic. It pretty much feels like that, especially on some of the events that have you rolling the spinner. You'll rarely get a 0 while moving, but during the events, you will often get 0s. God, you can only roll a 0. You can't even go anywhere if you only roll a 0. Which also makes it equally funny. Yeah. I'm gonna get into a battle now. If I stop hitting the wrong button! Alright, Cobalt. Yeah. Each for actions, defense is good against attack, strike beats counter, magic, defensive magic beats offensive magic. That doesn't sell the whole picture. Strike is your most powerful move, is the most powerful move in the game. However, if I use it and the Kobold use counter, the Kobold takes 0 damage, and I think I take double what I would have dealt. And Strike does enough damage to one-shot enemies. One-shot bosses, I should say. So yeah, high risk, high reward Strike is. Yeah. For these early enemies, countering, because enemies early on, surprisingly enough, like to use Strike. Using Strike is a pretty good option against enemies. Land on insane space with a plane, you get into a battle with a character, it's a character on it, or the space, you can do it. Yeah. But most of the anyways, but back to Counter Strike. Aside from like early on, sorry, I mumble a bit. Yeah, Strike is the most powerful skill aside from like Darkling and boss abilities and certain skills. Like there's a skill that literally just one-shots you. Have the chance to one-shot you. Strike does a lot of damage. It can one-shot bosses. Counter completely like nullifies Strike. You will do, and you will take all. The person who used Strike will take like double Strike damage, which is a lot. So Strike is high risk, high reward. You just use attack. Yeah. Everything will up your defense, but aside from like flaying, will up your defensive abilities when you're on the defensive. Defensive deals the most. So Yuri, I mean, obviously, except for when you get countered, and then you die instantly. Oh, Cobble gave up. Enemies can give up. You don't get any XP from it, but you do get items. Just don't get countered. Easy. Well, the thing is, certain bosses, guaranteed to use, counter if you use Strike. And, you have to out-predict the game. That's easier said than done. But in, like, player versus player engagements, you have to, mind game. It's like Pokemon. You have to outsmart your opponent. Think ahead. Although, RNG is still a factor. Anyways, enemies giving up, you get items, you can get items from them. And you still get, job points for it. You can't see how much job points you have. Those, stars. Yeah. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, the stars, by jobs are how much your job level. You get, job points from winning encounters. Like, just straight up winning. If the enemy gives up, you win. yeah. However, enemies giving up don't give you XP, so that can actually be used for min-maxing. Because once you max out a job class, well, you unlock other jobs, but you get bonus stats on your level ups based on how many jobs you've mastered and what jobs they are. For magician on mastery, you get magic per each level up. Also, each class gets certain stats on level up. Fighter gets like attack, mages get magic. I could have done Thief here and given like a thief, but thief gets speed. Yeah, and there's many a class. There's one that is just straight up a robot. There's a class called Robo Knight. There's definitely some shenaniganery going on. Also, Robo Knight is one of the best classes in the game. The other one is like Hero, which makes sense because they're secret classes that you need to level up, master certain other classes to unlock for Robo Knight. I think you need to master Monk or Monk, no Cleric to unlock Monk. Hold on, I'm gonna quickly look up how to unlock Robo Knight. Dokapon Wiki. Robo Knight. For Robo Knight, you need to master Alchemist, which to get that you need to master Mage and Thief. Monk, which you need to master Cleric. Thief, obviously. And yeah, I already know. And the other secret class is Hero, which requires you to master Spell Sword, which is for mastering Fighter and Mage. Ninja, which is Fighter and you need to master Fighter and Thief. Acrobat, which is another secret class that you need to get to by gambling. Once you get to the second continent. Yeah. Like, there's a yes and no. It's complicated. It's like it's complicated in the fact that it's an RPG, but overall, it's very simple. Yeah, there's a lot of depth potentially. It's one of those I'd say easy to learn, hard to master kind of games. And I'm not exactly explaining it the best either, because I'm very much tutorializing right now. Yeah. For playing, I'm gonna right now just do attack and speed. Yeah. But generally, it's a very simple game. It's the best comparison I can give it is for like complication is Pokemon. Pokemon is an easy game. Like it was like barely any strategy, barely even knowing type matchups, and not even knowing what the heck an IV or an EV is. But if you're going into competitive, oh boy, there's a lot to know. And that's similar with this game. Casually, like, you don't really need to know, like, classes and stuff. Generally, there's, like, stuff you learn as you play. It's complicated. Yeah. But there's nothing like, oh, there's elemental weaknesses, there's none of that. There's also a lot of luck, which moves a lot of complications. But there's also a lot of strategy and what items you have, kind of like in Mario Party. If you have a 5-spinner, it's allowed to go 5 spinners, obviously. You can go halfway across the map. So, like, spinners are like some of the best items to have, but you also might want to have healing in case you get low on HP. And yeah, this game seems complicated on the surface, but in reality, it's simple. I should say. Oh, yep. I knew it. I remember this. Yeah, that's why you don't strike a counter. You know, magic. Yeah. There's a lot to know, but you don't need to know it all. Yeah, my during this boss knows you're going to strike. Well, yeah, kind of. But just really only late game enemies, really late game bosses that know that you're going to strike. One of them is an enemy called Rico Jr., which is more of a mini boss, and a chapter boss that takes up the best stats of all characters in play. So if I had the best weapon in the game, the Draco Sword on Comet, he would have like 300 attack. But that is late game. I'm nowhere near that point. Yeah. Anyways, what I was gonna say before that is, this game is not complicated, but it's also not. My twin sister, who doesn't really play video games that often, I played this with her, and she did pretty well. All things considered. Yeah. Alright, you missed a riveting plot. Riveting plot. There's monsters all over Dokapon Kingdom. The king has hired test adventurers, in our case, Bunny and Comet, to kill all the monsters. And also get money. This is Greed the video game. Even more than like Wario Land, this is Greed the video game. The words. Yeah, so whoever has the most amount of money at the end of the game gets to become the new king of Dokapon. Egg gets to marry the king's daughter, Penny. There's a lot of money puns in here. Oh yeah. And for getting here first, I get 8 bonus points. Good time to talk about stats more in depth. Attack. It's how much your physical attack does. Physical and strike attacks do. Defense is how much damage you reduce the damage from physical. Magic is Gen 1 special. Speed, most importantly, is important stat. And HP. Never up defense on level up. Anyway. getting passive defense is good, but HP does what the defense does, but also affects magic. So basically, going up defense. Yeah. At the end of each week, which is 7 turns, you guys see a total. And right now, things are balanced. Soon as castles get into the mix and towns, things are going to go really far out of whack. Often enough, one player will just end up dominating the game dominating the rankings for half the game, and then Darkling happens. Darkling is the most powerful class in the game. However, it only lasts like, I think 2-3 in-game weeks, and you need to be in last place to get it. When it comes to Khan's turn again, I'll show you some more. Alright, Bunny. Oh yeah. On Sunday, all shops are closed. On Saturdays, we're having a sale! Yeah, everything goes on. Shops go on sale on Saturdays. Magic, speed, HP. Yeah, fight big monsters, blah blah blah. Kill like adventurers. Yeah. Yeah. If a person's in last place for long enough, they'll get something called the Whisper of Dark Secrets. Not joking, that's the the flavor text that actually shows up when it happens. It's a little bat thing that appears above the player's head. If you make it to this spot, you become the Darkling. However, you lose all your items, not equipment, all towns, and all money. However, you can really, like, destroy a game. It's also the great equalizer. If, each character's off on levels. It's also how you get the best weapons in the game, is by killing a Darkling. However, that's near impossible. You essentially need to counter a strike from a Darkling. Sounds easy? No. It is not. Because Darkling also has the, for the auto counter. And, no matter what level you are, Darkling can one-shot you. Unless you're, like, max-leveled, min-max to hell and back, and your Darkling is level 1. Which isn't happening. But there's also skills that allow you to one-shot or survive against the Darkling. But those require you to go first. That's a 50-50 chance. Anyways. Lost. Oh boy. Four HP, let's go! Let's go! Oh, on on. Strike is only as powerful as your level sometime. No, no, that's no. I'm not gonna kill Steel from well, I guess for myself. Yeah, if I were to land this set, I could choose either fight the boss or Comet. If I beat Comet, I don't need to worry about it. I can just focus on the boss, and Comet will be out for a few turns. However, it's easier to beat an enemy if you have two people fighting it. Even if you beat the boss, I believe you still have to fight the other person. So, yeah. All stuff to keep in mind. Strike! Let's go! Yep. The best possible outcome for Comet. Angels means you only need to wait one turn before you get revived. Mini Reapers. I did put my faith in Strike. Unfortunately, accuracy. That's the benefit of magic, that you can never. Okay. I'll remember that for next time. Yeah. That's the important thing about Physical, is that they have accuracy. Magic is perfectly accurate. I think. Anyways, when your character dies, you either get angels, which is the best, mini demons, and the Reaper. The Reaper is the worst. Reaper puts you out for 3 turns, mini demons for 2, angels for 1. So now Comet has basically free reign of the board. Well, I say free reign. It's more of a wherever the spinner takes me.
Hey there!
Hans.
What do you want to sell?
Man, you are...
Which one do you want?
We're having a sale. Yeah. Each weapon does better with different classes. For example, daggers, as you saw, does 30% more damage with a thief class, and long swords does more warrior base, and hand axe, like, generally don't need to worry about that. For the most part, get the best weapon. No matter if it's, the best weapon for good weapon for your class. Unless you're trying to save money for armor, shields, don't worry about what weapon has better with each class. And you seriously do not need to memorize it. It will tell you. And this is all stuff that gets lost. Most of the stuff gets lost in Journeys. That's why I like Kingdom the most. Out of the games that have been released in the West. Which, there's been many, Dokapon games. none of them has been released in the West. Aside from Monster Hunters, which is a GBA game, which is a dungeon crawler similar to Mystery Dungeon, but the battle's still similar to this game. And Dokapon Journeys for the DS, which is essentially Kingdom again, but removed all the furries. I'm not joking. They literally removed all the furry characters, and it's just not as good of a. I like Journeys. It's not as good of a game. Which is why I'm playing Kingdom. And Comet's back on the field. By the way, enemies on towns do not recover health. Yeah, I should have striked. Anyways, enemies on towns don't heal unless the big monster heal. Yeah, definitely would have. So they've been strong. I can imagine your playstyle is a spam strike. Oh, an event.
Excuse me.
Hello, little gal. Absolutely. And it's hello, gal. Yeah, I can ask a favor. I don't ask you to do it immediately. Deliver an item. The town. Can you take it there for be rewarded? Deliver this to there. No. You can get a lot of money if you do it. And the money you get depends on how long you take to get the item back to the town. However, especially later in the game, it's asking you to go all the way across the board and just takes up inventory. And right now we barely can take on monsters, so I feel bad for Leanne whenever she shows up, but I almost never do get the item. Oh boy. Guard. Well, I went second. How could I have? Yeah. I didn't know enemies could do pranks. That's one of the pranks you can do if you kill an player character. Thank you. Yeah. Level 6 versus level 1. 2, actually. Yeah. Yeah. But, yeah, when you beat another player character, PC, you can do multiple things. You can steal a town from them, you can steal their items, you can steal their weapons, you can steal their money, or you can do pranks. You can draw an X on their face, change their hairstyle, or change their name. All the prank effects go away when you go back to Dokapon Kingdom Castle. But they can be funny, and generally, I do tend to fight myself just to get the graffiti thing because it looks nice. Strike him down. Ooh, so close. One or two. One, two, three. Hey! What? It still landed back on the first thing, so hey! It worked out. Alright. Meme stress away.
I am the best.
Yes, you are. Yeah. 2 level ups. You almost always want to be upping speed in every level up. Yup. Poor Bunny, I tell you. What did he ever do to deserve this?
Hello there. You can call me Risque.
Hello, dude. Hello, Risque. The thief that almost never able to do his job.
Look,
Thief. Risque allows you to steal items, money from other players. But he almost never does it. He almost always fails. Oh, no. Do we have a player now? Decisions. Do we fight? Do we fight Buddy, or do we just go for items? It's determining. I mean, yeah. No, I'm not gonna fight Buddy. Buddy's already suffered enough with the humiliation. Strike metal, let's go.
victory
Yeah.
is mine.
Enemies early on will almost never use counter. There are also some enemies that will always use counter. As in, even if you don't use strike, they will always counter. And as you go further into the game, the likelihood of enemies using counter increases. Yep, these are some graphs. Look at this money graph. I don't know where I was going with that joke. The game is also coming out on Switch and on Steam sometime soon. And in the West as well. Obviously, strike so hard it breaks their character. No, that's just magic. My wounds have been healed. That's because it hasn't been... Like, it's still it's still Dokapon Connect, which is the release version that has online multiplayer, is not out yet. It's only been announced. I've seen some of the trailers on the Dokapon subreddit. Nope. Anyways, with the at the castle, you can change your hairstyle. Choose a hairstyle for Bunny. So we got the punk, sunglasses included. Horror, which is the one I usually choose. And pompadour. Yeah. Just here so much. I agree. I agree. But you can unlock more as you play the game.
Come back anytime.
Yeah. There's also certain jobs I prefer to have their original hairstyles. You can also change your jobs. You only really will do that once you max out one job, because you don't need to be that job anymore. I am going to... I could fight the boss, or I could get a shark engraved on Comet's head. Which I'm going to do that. One shark! Soon it'll be time for the Shark Pope. Oh. As soon as I maxed out Fighter on Comet. There's some pretty goofy designs. Oh no, I didn't use strength! Whatever will I do? However will I repent for my skins? Well, it's time for the rematch of the century. Mush Comet versus a Mushroom! One or two. Alright, choose. Alright. Strike him down! Victory!
Victory is mine!
Yeah. Magic. HP. Liberation! What? I've never seen that before. That never happened before. I've never seen that. Comet just got to town, finally beat the mushroom that killed him. And then the big monster said no. We ain't doing this shit. We ain't doing this. Up, another event.
Excuse me.
God.
My name is Leanne. I see.
Alright. Oh. Oh, wait. Oh, wait. Um. Strike him down. Yep. Clean one shot. Right. Yeah, explain how towns work. Towns work. It's like essentially, each turn will generate a certain amount of money. They also allow you to heal. If you own it, they allow you to heal. If you can also level up the towns if you land on them multiple times. That increases at 3 level 3 and level 6, and leveling up increases the amount of rent, essentially. How much money it generates each turn. It also determines how much money the other person has to pay if they're going to use that town as a rest point. Got 9 enough levels to just... Yep.
I'm so cool!
And towns only generate money if they're controlled by a player. So if they're controlled by nobody or a monster, then they won't generate money. So yeah.
Beautiful!
Oh boy. Do we have another player? Do we have a player on player combat? I'm on my phone. Yeah. For the time being.
the best. I'm even better.
Ooh, leveled up. Yes, because that's just a better charge. Event. You. That's all my money. Of, of course. Of course. Of course. It's like half the time steals your money. So you don't want to do it. But when you don't do it, it's you get the goddess of generosity, who is a massive prick. So you must be punished. Hey, look, guys, I got a trophy. Nah, we ain't doing this. We ain't doing this.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Heck
Why is acting this game is great? Strike him down.
Victory is mine.
Accessories. Also, it's 10:30. It's my usual shutdown alarm. That's just one town, by the way. Yeah, things get a little bit, a lot. Anyways. Oh, correction, 2 towns. Anyways. Right, you need to be in this to save state. So yeah. That's the game. Nah. Gonna probably sleep at some point. I'm gonna end the stream here. So, Ario, she's still in chat. Bye. I might do another stream tomorrow. I don't know. Yeah, let's think about it. Yeah.